How about that first episode?
I thought it went great. For me.
What do you mean? I thought I did fine too.
Yeah, it was fine. If you like sounding like KASEM.
I don't even know who that is.
You mean you don't know the KASEM, radio legend, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Not a clue.
You're gonna have to learn if you keep talking like that. Just go to the intro. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Real Deal, Ball State's premier entertainment news show. I'm your host, Rosemary.
And I'm Dawson.
So you've never even heard of KASEM?
I've heard of Shaggy.
Then you have to know who he is.
Not on a personal level.
I'm not convinced you're telling the truth here.
And what makes you say that?
You do the voice. His voice. It's flawless.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're gonna have to listen to some radio clips then. You'll surely recognize him.
If you insist, only during this segment though.
Today, I'm doing something different. Today, I'm going to give you 3 album recommendations to get some new music in your rotation. Let's do it. My name is Carter King, and welcome back to the Music Speed Round. For my first recommendation, I'm already going to cheat a bit. This one is actually a 4-track EP, and not an album. However, I think it's an amazing gateway into the rest of the artist's catalog, and I'm talking about Curses Part 2 by KASEM. This was one of my favorite projects from 2022, and easily my favorite pop project from the year. All instruments, vocals, production, and art is done by KASEM, and this deep connection between all of these elements shows greatly in how cohesive his work is. Curses Part 2 in particular is a triumph of indie pop music, with extremely creative production influenced by genres like indie-tronica, chamber music, and even breakcore. The third track, April Fools, is my favorite because of its great display of, literally everything. The lyrics are captivating, the production is at its most experimental, and it also serves as a climax for the short story this EP tells. Overall, this thing is fantastic. My second recommendation is an extremely fun listen. It's hilarious, it's brimming with character, and I guarantee 99% of you have already heard one song from this album. This is The Mollusk by Ween, home to the beautiful song Ocean Man, which appears at the end of the SpongeBob movie, which is one of the best animated movies ever, by the way. Anyway, Ocean Man is perfection, but the rest of the album is actually amazing too. There's some seriously hilarious cuts on this album, like The Blarney Stone, which is a sea shanty, and they even sing it like pirates, and Waving My Dick in the Wind, which is a song about exactly what it sounds like. However, there's some more serious songs like She Wanted to Leave, with its longing and frankly depressing lyrics. And then some songs like Mutilated Lips are incredibly entrancing and psychedelic with their distorted vocals and instrumentation. Just an amazing underwater carnival ride of an album. I've given you a pop and a rock recommendation, so let's do a rap album for this last one. I know. Bandana by Freddie Gibbs and produced by Madlib is my favorite album from the Gary-born rapper. This album is definitely more popular than the other 2 I covered, so maybe you've heard it, but if you haven't, change that. This album has an almost luxurious sound to it, a feeling I've also gotten from rappers like Jay-Z and Pusha T. Pusha T is actually featured on the song Palmolive alongside Killer Mike, and it's one of my favorites on the album because of its more abstract beat and the aforementioned feature verses. The whole album has a jazz rap and boom bap style that's taken to its absolute peak by Madlib, considered by many to be one of the greatest hip-hop producers of all time. Many say this isn't Freddie's best, but regardless of if that's true or not, I think this album is essential. Your homework is to listen to all 3 of these albums before I come back next week.
Yeah, I've never heard of him before.
You're joking, right? Do you even know how popular he is? Or maybe he's just too underground for your taste.
Rude. I happen to have an extremely refined palate.
Palate? I'll have you know I eat escargot. We're talking about radio, though.
Radio? I listened to a ton of songs on the radio this morning.
I bet they weren't as niche and underground as mine. The fact that they're even on the radio proves that much.
Underground is such a poser term now. We call it cave music.
Oh yeah? List every band ever then.
Only if you do too.
Fine. During this next segment, though.
Hey guys, my name is Maggie, and this is my first ever segment on The Real Deal. Here's a little about me. I talk in my sleep, I still listen to the Hamilton soundtrack, and my girl dog's name is Baby Carlos. Something I'm really passionate about is music, so of course that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I don't know about you guys, but since the beginning of the summer, I have been obsessing over Noah Kahan's album, Stick Season. Some of my favorite songs off the album are Orange Juice, Dial Drunk, and You're Gonna Go Far. If you haven't listened to this album at all, I recommend you listen to these songs first. Noah Kahan is a folk music artist from Vermont, and Stick Season is about his hometown and how he's been feeling for the last couple of years. Noah has said that this album depicts a major transition period in his life, and I would say after first listening to the album completely, I felt like I had traveled through seasons. Stick Season is known to emit an almost gray or dreary kind of vibe, which makes you kind of reminisce. Noah Kahan said that he wanted this album to give a sense of nostalgia as he sings about his hometown in Vermont and the gloomy weather from fall to winter. I personally lived in a small town in southeastern Indiana, and if you live in Indiana, you know the transition of fall where it becomes super dark with basically no color. It feels as if Noah is singing specifically about my hometown, especially in another song on the album called Homesick. One of the beginning lyrics says, "Time moves so slow, I swear I feel my organs failing." If you live in a small town, you know that there is literally nothing to do all of the time. And this is exactly the kind of feeling Noah is trying to emanate. Another song from the album named New Perspective had me in my feels about moving away from my family. Noah sings, "You and all of your new perspective now. Wish I could shut it in a closet and drag you back down." This line specifically made me think about my little sister, and there was a lot of crying after first listening to this song. And I can go on and on about every single song on this album, but I don't want to spoil too much. If you haven't listened to Stick Season by Noah Kahan, what are you doing? Thank you guys so much for listening to what I had to say. I hope you love Stick Season as much as me. See you guys next time.
Wave Dash.
The White Noise Enthusiasts.
Stained Glass Slippers.
Berry Explosion.
ENH1234.
The Newest Men.
I've heard of all of those.
Well, I saw all of yours live.
Oh yeah? Even the ancient Mongolian throat singers?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
That's funny, because they've been dead for like 800 years.
I'm a very dedicated fan.
There's no way we have the same niche music taste.
I hope not. I don't want any reasons to like you.
Oh, come on. This again?
Oh, it never stopped. I'm just really competitive.
Not as competitive as I am.
I'm the most competitive person in this room.
I would agree, if I wasn't sitting here.
Well, I also love being right, and I know that I'm right about you knowing who KASEM is.
Oh, you mean Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Yes, thank you. I know.
I still have no idea who he is.
I know you're just gaslighting me about this to get back at me for the last episode. Just admit it and let's move on.
Sure, we can move on to the next segment.
Hey everyone, this is Terry Clayton with the first interview segment of the year. Today I'm here with Shania, so let's jump right into this segment. So, hey Shania.
Hey.
What is it that you do at Ball State or around, or in your personal life?
Well, so at Ball State, I am a new photographer. I've been taking pictures for a while now, but I'm just now promoting it on campus. I have a graphic design business called Nice Touch, and it's like a mix of my photography work and my graphic design work. I bring them both together. I like to work in public relations for like other businesses on campus and organizations and stuff like that. I'm a businesswoman. I love to collaborate with other creators and other projects to like make events and stuff like that.
Okay, talk about, like I seen your post, Nice Touch. Talk a little bit about that brand, like how did you come up with that and like what was your focus on like some of your projects that you done?
So for me, it's kind of like Nice Touch started as like, the whole touch thing is something I've been saying since I was a kid. I put my touch on that anytime I like touched a wall. So it was kind of like, that's where the name of my brand came from. But my inspiration from my last project, which was the Women Empowerment Project of like Ball State entrepreneurs, was to basically just help other women like myself on campus who have businesses promote themselves, and that's just what I like to do.
Okay. So what inspired you to do the things that you do?
What inspired me to do I don't know, I love service. Service is very important in my life. So I feel like taking the things that I'm passionate about and mixing them with ways that I can service other people is how I do what I do. I cherish making other people happy.
Okay. What are your future plans?
For the future for myself, I plan to end with my own graphic design firm. That's my end goal for myself. But like my in-between job, I really want to work at Disney. Like, it is so important to me. I think it's like in the headquarters somewhere like that. Like, that's like a dream job.
Okay. So where can people find you on social media?
On social media, if you're looking to collaborate or check out my brand, you can find me at NISTouch_ on Instagram, NISTOUCH_, and my personal page is simply Naya.
All right. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure y'all go check out her page, and see you guys next week.
So, you think you like competitions? I bet you can't name every competition ever.
I bet you can't list more underground facts about KASEM than me.
Well, did you know that KASEM was the lead singer for Imagine Dragons twice?
I knew it! I can't believe you lied to me about that.
I didn't want you to feel too proud of yourself.
So, do you do the voice because of him?
No, it just runs in the family.
What?
Anyway, let's go to the final words. And now it's time for our long-distance dedication. This one is from a college student far from home. He starts, Dear Dawson, just recently I started to go to college at Ball State University. I've had a great time learning and making new friends, but I miss my best friend from back home. We used to go on late night drives together and listen to music. Dawson, could you please play Beach Walk by Whitewoods? We'd always start the night with that one. Your friend, Joseph. Well, Joseph, we don't play music, but I can recommend that everyone go listen to Beach Walk by Whitewoods.
This week I was feeling nosy. One thing about me is that I love to eavesdrop. Whether you know it or not, if you're talking, I'm probably listening. And so I found a podcast called Perfect Person. And ironically, it's the perfect podcast to get my drama in without it being from my own life. It's by Miles Bonsignore. He just left the Try Guys. He was a producer there. He left on September 12th. And he has a podcast, and he takes advice, or he takes calls from people asking for advice, and then he talks about what he thinks they should do. It's sometimes funny, sometimes real, but it's a really great mix of humor and kind of problem solving. So I really like that, and it's great for my girlies who cannot mind their own business. So stay toxic. As always, thanks for watching. If you want to see anything else from us here at The Real Deal, be sure to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and our website for all things entertainment. I'm Rosemary.
And I'm Dawson. Thanks for watching.